new government legislation means that school kids will be able to enrol in an online accredited learning provider instead of attending school. What do you make of this? Is this what? So you don't attend school, you just jump on the computer, Megan?
Yeah, and look, I think the first thing is, the first lesson, if you want to launch a policy, never name it cool. It's going to end badly. And I think that this has been one of the things here. Look, we all know education's changing. We all know that online provision's going to be part of it. But I go to the biting analysis of John Oliver when he looked at this online charter schools in the States, where he said, you give a kid a box that's got porn, Netflix and algebra on it, and you expect them at home to choose to do the algebra for 8 hours a day.
I never thought of that. No.
So let's make no mistakes. This isn't about using computers at school. This is about saying to kids, you go to school at home. This is about the government cutting funding to education.
This is about Labor jumping into the 21st century when it doesn't want to. That's what it's about, Peter, isn't it?
Look, it's inevitable we're going to get more online learning. This is the way of the future. I think there are a lot of questions that still need to be resolved about the how and just how's it going to be vigilated, for instance. But I think it's very difficult to say that we're not going to have online teaching and online learning in the future.
So do you support National on this?
Well, look, I think there's a lot more explanation to come, frankly, but the principle, I think, is sound and it's inevitable.
What do you make of this? What do you support National's cool online system, Ron Mark?
Well, we don't see it as cool. We'd come back. One of the things that concerns New Zealand First is this love affair that this government has with American education structures. I mean, following on from the charter schools, we already have virtual learning networks where schools collaborate and work together. So kids who are after a particular subject can't get it at their school can go online and take that subject online. A lot of people doing subjects and papers by correspondence do it that way. So what's wrong with what we've currently got? What's wrong with putting the resources into the schools to enable them to expand what we're already doing? Or is this really about essentially privatising
No.
learning?
That's a very cynical. That's a very cynical
I'm sorry
move.
about that, Wallace. How do you mean?
If you go back, take Ron's point, I think this is an extension of what's already happening, and I think it needs to be constructed within the frameworks that are already there. You can't hold the tide back on progress, but you've got to be very careful you don't have the John Oliver situation prevail.
Well, is this about defunding teachers? Is this actually about sort of shaming teachers? Is it? I mean, privatisation?
No, that's...
Is it a thinner than wedge?
Absolutely not. And just to rebut some of the myths that are out there, if you're a school that currently has to employ registered teachers and you choose to deliver some of those services online, you still have to use registered teachers to do that. This is an amendment to our more than 30-year-old Education Act, which is outdated for the modern world. And it is, as others have said, it's leveraging off what's already there alongside our $700 million investment.
So you have unqualified people monitoring and supervising learning education online. I mean, most New Zealanders would not find that acceptable. And so, and I guess the other thing is that the trust factor with this government is at an all-time low. Can your people really trust what they are saying? No, we see this as a step towards the private model.
This has kept the support of many experts, Ron and Megan. This is the future. I mean, young people are online.
Oh, look, and nobody is disputing that. And we absolutely support the fact that IT and the integration of IT more into our education system is desirable and inevitable. And in our future work program, we're looking at it. But what we do not support is the fact that we put in untested ideas, lack of detail, and just hope it's going to work. These are our children.
Should kids be in the classroom? That's the deal. So should Paul Foster-Bell, should young people be in the classroom, not at home? Because that's how you learn, you socialise.
Look, that's ideal for a lot of kids, but there are some who are in vulnerable situations, some who are rurally isolated, who are currently learning through Te Kura, the correspondence school. If we can deliver that better and give parents more choice, what's wrong with that?
All right, OK, Ron, first, OK, very interesting. Let's go to Hayley.
I'm here with Diane Khan, the founder of Save Our Schools. Do you think this is a good idea?
No, I don't. And what's interesting is Paul just mentioned Cora, mentioned homeschooling, and you would think then, wouldn't you, that homeschoolers would be in favour of this, but they are not. They are not. I've just been speaking with them today, and every single response that I got was, we are not in favour of this. How will it be run? Why can't Takura be bolstered? It's not looking after people's social welfare. How will it be monitored? How will it be a way of further excluding people instead of dealing with problems in schools?
Isn't the correspondence school in favour of it?
But the people that use it aren't in favour of calls. They're in favour of bolstering Takura to provide better service. At the moment, homeschoolers can't always afford Takura because homeschoolers are given next to nothing in terms of money to run their homeschooling.
Don't you have to move with the times? I mean, we are now online. We're living life online sometimes.
We do, and we do that in school. We use this learning in school all the time. I was relieving in a Year 1 class yesterday. We used podcasts. This isn't a class I just walked into, not been in before. We use podcasts, we use videos, we used YouTube, we used everything. This is with the Year 1s and new entrants. It's already there. We're already doing it.
So don't you think that it could be helpful for some sectors of our society, those who are rural, those who are isolated?
Which is what Takura is for. This is a way of further privatising the system. This is a way of sneakily getting in some online charter schools. This is not about improving education. If it was, they would give Takura more money and make it a better service.
Well, there you go, Wallace. Put that to the MPs.
Well, I want to sort of put that to you. This is actually not, you've heard one of the experts here, this is actually not about bettering education. This is about privatisation.
That's absolutely not the case. When we're reviewing the Education Act, it is 30 years old. We know the world has changed a huge amount in those 30 years. So I think it really is backwards looking to say that there aren't better ways to do things. We've spent $700 million on this amazing network for learning.
That's enough.
Let's leverage
Okay,
on it.
I want to go around the panel because school is about being in a house. Best school memory. Best school memory. Megan.
I knew you were going to come to me first. And mine I wouldn't have got by being at home with the computer. It was being asked to mime in the primary school's music festival because I'm tone deaf. And it taught me a lot to toughen up
Peter
pretty
done the
early
best school
on.
memory.
For me, it was public speaking and debating and all the stuff associated with that, and leaving.
And leaving. Ron, Mark, your best school memory.
When our classroom was damaged in the store and we had to move into a factory and set up a new school in there, and Mr. Gregory, if he's out there, most fantastic teacher I ever had, and we set our own rules. We had our own policeman, we had our own judge, we had our own lawyers, and we ran that school ourselves as kids. That was fantastic.
Wow,
That was
that's
absolutely
cool.
fantastic.
Best school memory, Paul Foster Bell.
It was probably actually passing and getting an A bursary in French and classics via correspondence, even though Whangarei Boys High didn't offer that, and without having the online learning opportunities that kids these days enjoy.
All right, you got us. You got us. Hey, Hayley, do we have the time for a best school memory? Someone in the audience, just really briefly.
Yes, absolutely. I want to say a big heads up to my favourite teacher, Robin McLeod. She taught me that school was cool. Did you think school was cool?
Not towards the end, no.
You must have a great school memory. What about yourself?
Yeah, I had a good memory.
Share with us.
I went to Harinamia. Mr. Grace taught us Red Hot Chili Peppers, Smashing Pumpkins. Got the whole class to sing. One thing later, the principal heard us and got us to sing in the high school assembly, and that was pretty interesting.
You're rocking out the Chili Peppers at high school assembly. Yeah, that sounds pretty fun. Do you have a good one?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just probably the time, when I was at primary school, they weren't allowed to go up and climb in this really neat hedge. You could climb on the inside and you could go everywhere. So they banned people from going at it. And then I may have organised about 30 people in there at one lunchtime.
Thank you very much. Back to you,
Vera
Wallace.
School at Backbenders TV. What's your best school memory? My Monorail East School. It's about bull rush. That's what it's about. Yeah. Round of applause for Bull Rush. Have we banned Bull Rush yet?
Hope not.
Yeah, good. All right, hey, look, stay with us. New mortgage rules, what will they mean? Coming into effect very soon.